Hello my friends and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 random run, where we take a random character, random weapon, and try to beat Danger 5 with it. Hope you're all doing well. I'm still recovering from being sick, though feeling much better. Thanks for the well wishes, everyone. So today we're just going to do a classic random run and see what we get, hoping for something relatively chill. We've got the Ogre. Alright, so there's definitely some interesting items that we could get with the Ogre. Obviously, we want to be chaining explosions everywhere, and we have the Fist. Now, getting the damage high enough to actually trigger the Ogre explosions on Fists is going to be somewhat difficult, and this is a weapon whose main benefit is its normally really fast attack speed. So I think that this is not a great role for this character. But we're going to give it a go. I've never played Ogre with fists, so... and it does seem flavorful, at least, just like punching things so hard they explode. But we're going to give it a shot and see how it works. I'm going to run over here. I should be able to get this tree, kill that enemy, and yeah, we gave up 2 enemy kills there, but got the tree instead, which is usually a good trade. So just to remind you how the Ogre works, enemies taking double their max health as damage, so if you deal a huge damage instance to them, they explode. The explosion damage is based on your max health and your negative attack speed, so the lower your attack speed, the more damage it deals. Here, I'm going to roll, and I could roll for harvesting. I could also just take 2 melee damage to keep trying to trigger our explosions faster, but I think rolling for harvesting is still better. We'll buy a fist for sure. I'll definitely need a lot of regeneration, so I could lock the mushroom. I think I'm going to leave both of these in the pool and not ban them, but also not lock them because we could get much better items like bag and whistle here. And then I will roll again, buy a fist. Even if we were allowed to buy claws, which obviously for a random run we cannot, you wouldn't want to buy them on the Ogre, who has negative attack speed. So far, our damage is high enough that we do still explode every enemy this wave, but that is obviously going to change pretty fast. Enemy health totals scale very quickly in Abyssal Terrors, so we're going to need to boost our damage by a lot if we want to actually make use of the Ogre explosion. One thing that we do have going for us is this is an unarmed weapon, so we can effectively build dodge. And the Ogre doesn't have any penalties for dodge, unlike some similar characters, so it can be useful to do that. I'm going to roll here. I'll roll one more time. I missed a bunch of times, so I guess I'll just take 2 melee damage, and then we'll buy a fist. We can roll a little more aggressively for stats, because fist is such a cheap weapon. That we should be able to find 6 of them kind of regardless, and then I'll keep rolling. Sadly, did not manage to level my fists, which I do want to do as well to keep the explosions happening. But still not bad. Fist also doesn't level spectacularly. It's not a weapon that you really need to prioritize leveling. You do want to do it, especially because it does get a slightly lower base attack time, and since this character has highly negative attack speed, you want to attack more frequently in ways that don't require you to actually buy attack speed. So we'll still try to level our fists, but it's not as big a priority as for some other weapons. I'm going to reroll here, and do I want to just take 10% attack speed? It'll reduce the damage of my Ogre explosions, but attack speed is also just still a really strong stat when you're using a weapon like this. And we can probably fix our explosion damage relatively quickly just by buying HP. So I think as weird as it is on the Ogre, we actually do want to buy attack speed. And then, yeah, we can buy 6 HP. We still have 40 damage explosions, but we actually get to attack a little bit more frequently. We'll buy bag and whistle here. We're building dodge, so I'll buy feather. People always ask me about this, even if we're not using ranged damage. 26 for 3 dodge when you're building dodge is a good ratio. Feather's just efficient, and you don't care about the XP gain loss. That almost never actually matters. 3% is just so little that it's just never going to come up. Part of the reason also that I'm okay reducing my Ogre explosions is just that with the weapon we're using, it's going to be really hard to trigger those explosions. So I want the fists themselves to actually do a lot of damage as well. Because we just won't be able to rely as heavily on splattering things. Got 2 tree kills there, and crate, which is nice. I'll take the butterfly. Lifesteal, definitely not going to be our primary healing method. We'll be using regen, but when you get it relatively cheap like this, it's still worth taking. I do really want more harvesting, so I'm going to roll a couple times here, looking for harvesting, and I'll re-roll one more time. Okay, I keep missing on harvesting, but I'll take 2 armor. Still worth buying. So we'll upgrade our fists, so they get 8 more base damage and faster attack speed is the big difference with level 2 fists, which is very much worth it for this character. And then I'll roll here. I will ban Gummy Berserker. Dynamite, honestly, is not even going to be that good, because we just won't trigger the explosions that often, but I think it is still worth buying. We'll lock Feather, and we'll re-roll here. Lock a Beanie, because I definitely need to fix my movement speed. Fresh Meat, I'm never going to buy, so I'm just going to go ahead and ban that. This wave, the Dynamite can be okay, because there's still enemies with low enough health that we can overkill them, or Ogre kill them. But that will quickly stop being the case unless we get a big damage item soon. There, it was pretty nice to be able to have the loot alien run into a group of those small enemies and then just one-tap everything. Yeah, we'll take Corrupted Shard for sure. Here, I'll take 5 Harvesting. I still need that. And then I'll take 4 melee damage, because I need to boost that as well. We'll buy the Beanie and the Feather. I'm going to ban the Book here, and then roll, and buy a Fist. Leather Vest I do want also. And Mushroom, because I need to build some regeneration. Okay, we also got a Fist here. I could, like, lock both of these items and ban them. Usually you don't want to do that for 2 items, though. I could also re-roll. There's a good chance we roll into a level 1 fist, and for 9, I think looking at 2 more items is fine. I will take a Duct Tape. Medical Turret, I don't think is going to be an important way to heal for us. So I could lock it and ban it, and I think I will do that just to get the free re-roll. Anytime you can use a ban for a free reroll, you just see a lot more items, so usually worth doing. Just having the Beanie, it feels so much better moving around. Our move speed is still negative, but it's much less so. Not having even 20 harvesting yet, though, is a real challenge. On Abyssal Terrors, you really need to boost your harvesting, because enemies stop being a good source of income, because there just aren't enough of them on this map. So we'll try to fix that pretty soon. I'll lock the Scar here. I'm going to ban Toxic Sludge and Lens, and then do a reroll. I'll buy a Fist. Ratzilla is some extra damage. It will never trigger our explosion, but it will just reduce enemy health. I think, though, it's not worth buying, but I might leave it in the pool for now. And without a guaranteed weapon, so I re-rolled last wave. I re-rolled 2 slots for 9. So it might look weird not to re-roll 2 slots for 8 this wave, when those 8 materials are both obviously smaller in number. 8 is smaller than 9, but worth less individually because we're in a later wave, so everything's more expensive. But last wave we had a guaranteed weapon. So we were more likely to be able to find a fist. Although, actually, now that I'm saying that out loud, because I had locked the level 2 fist, we weren't guaranteed to see another fist in the shop. So that actually, that reroll last wave may have been a mistake. Four crates, though. Ridiculous. We're very happy there. I'll pick up the Shady Potion. I do need more HP regen, but we're going to take every point of melee damage that we see. Improved tools, it will reduce the attack speed of any structures that I might get. But like I said, attack speed on this character, totally reasonable to buy. So we are going to pick that up. I do need more harvesting, but I'm going to take 2 armor. It's too good to pass up there. We'll buy all of these. The alien worm, I currently have +1 consumable heal. And I need regen and HP, so I think I will buy the alien worm here. And then I will buy the cute monkey for extra healing. Pencil and snail, I don't think I care about either of those, so let's just reroll. I could have banned one, but I'm going to save my bans for free rerolls now. And then I will buy a fist, lock a duct tape, and I'll do one more reroll here, and lock a penguin. Sometimes we're going to be punching things so hard they explode, but a lot of the time here, as you can see, we're just not able to easily trigger our explosions. So that's why I felt like investing in attack speed makes a lot of sense for this run, and also why you could have maybe skipped the dynamite even on the Ogre. Dynamite, by the way, is an item that, at least according to my comments, people overbuy massively. Anytime there's any explosions in a run, people love buying explosion damage, even if it's only a tiny portion of their plan. Obviously, it's fun to buy explosion damage, so if you're enjoying it, keep doing it, but that is one of the items that I most often see people tell me I should have taken when it was very clearly incorrect to take it. Here, I could take 15 luck, but I could also reroll, and I could look for armor. Obviously, armor still really good. Dodge really good, since we're trying to build dodge. But here, I think I'll just take 6 melee damage, just try to boost that as much as possible. We'll buy all of these things. I have no % damage currently, so yes, it costs me HP, but increasing my % damage is really important. We'll buy the Scar, lock Saltwater, and a Lure as well. And now I'm going to reroll for 12 here, because the 12 materials are much less valuable at this point. We do have enough damage that maybe I could have let some of those eggs hatch, actually, instead of just beelining to kill the hatcher as quickly as possible. Especially because I do also have enough damage right now that I am still popping things. So we can use some of the smaller enemies to burst down like that. We can use a bunch of explosions stacked up to kill the slashers, even though they have a lot of health and are hard for us to kill individually. So we get a little bit more money by letting the eggs spawn and then hatch. Just a few more enemies on the field, and ones that are worth more. So we've got very good clear speed. With our bag as well, we're doing pretty well. Do I want Baby Elephant? It obviously isn't going to work with our explosions, but it does help us just chip down enemy health. I think it's worth taking for 12 here, and then I'll just ban the boiling water. We'll just get rid of it. I could take 1 armor, but I feel like I can get a better upgrade, so let's reroll. 6 melee damage, perfect. And again, I am going to take 15 attack speed and then 2 armor. I need some regeneration, though we are getting that from the lure here. But mostly what I need is just armor and dodge at this point, and then also any damage that we can get. And we're still pretty happy buying attack speed. My Ogre explosions now do 44, which is obviously very low, but that's totally fine. We are killing things just with our fists, which hit really hard. We'll buy the helmet here. I already have a baby elephant, so Cyberball's a little more tempting. I don't think it's a major part of our plan, though, so we're going to skip it here, and then... Okay, well, I would have loved to buy Cyberball if I'm buying Pearl, because those items do go together. And I think I will be buying the Pearl, so let's not combine there. We'll just buy Pearl, lock Fist, lock Blood Leech. Baby Gecko I don't need. We're not really going to be leaving that many materials on the ground. I mean, we can with our explosions, but most of the time we're just going to be picking things up. The Pearl, of course, right now is only 1% damage, but it has a chance of dropping more pearls, so you usually want to buy it early if you're buying Pearl. And we do want more luck on this character. Consumable healing is going to be an important part of our healing setup, especially because we've found so little regeneration up to this point. So luck is just good for us, and making luck better by buying Pearl is something that we're interested in doing. Improving a stat that you were already going to buy is almost always valuable, which is why like Power Generator and items like that are so good. Because it just makes the money that you were already going to spend more efficient. We'll take the cake here. Cursed Tree, that's great. Cursed Bean Teacher is incredible. We're thrilled with that one. And I'll take a Scar as well. At this point, I have 142% XP gain, so we're going to level a lot. I'll take 4 more melee damage, and then I'll keep leveling my fists. Blood Leech I'm buying because I need all the regen I can get, and I'll buy a baby elephant and do a free reroll. At this point, I might buy the Whetstone because we need some healing, and while Lifesteal isn't super helpful for the Ogre usually, we've actually bought a lot of attack speed, so the Whetstone is going to be a little better. And I'll buy the Duct Tape. I'll lock the Pocket Factory so that you know I haven't been kidnapped. Boxing Glove. I don't really care about increasing my knockback, though the melee damage is nice, but it's a pretty inefficient way to buy it. So let's just reroll here, and I'll reroll again, and we'll lock a Blood Leech. Doc Moth, I don't think is needed for this character. We just don't have enough regeneration to make it solid currently. And because I am building a lot of lifesteal, I'm much more likely to be able to heal by running at enemies than kind of hovering around in the Moth aura. So while I like Doc Moth overall, I think it's a pretty solid item. I don't think it's one that we actually want for this build in particular. Another loot alien on the left there, which I need to get to. Kind of hard to do so, just with the way that the wave was structured, but it ran into the middle of a group of enemies, which then exploded all over it, and we were able to kill it. I'll take the Goblet here. We do still need more regen, but this is still a useful way to heal. Pile of Books. So Fist has 1.5x crit damage, so I'm just going to recycle this. I'd rather have 37 materials here. At this point, it's no longer really worth buying Harvesting, and I have 12 armor already, so I think I'm going to take the movement speed there. Then I'll take 9 dodge, because I need to get to dodge cap soon, and then 12 HP, just because it's a high-level upgrade. We'll buy the Pocket Factory just for fun, and Incendiary Turret I'm just going to ban and do a reroll here, and then we'll buy the Warrior Helmet and lock Injection, do another reroll, and go to wave 12. It is interesting playing Ogre with Fists because we're incentivized to buy attack speed and stuff, so this character is playing quite differently than you usually would play the Ogre. What do we think the over-under on damage done by Pocket Factory by the end of the game is? Is it like 1,000? 5,000? Definitely less than 10,000. I got a little carried away there. I was sort of split between running for the tree and running for the curse alien, so I got neither. So bad play there. I do, again, want more movement speed, but taking dodge at this point is so valuable. As your dodge gets closer to cap, each point of dodge becomes better, because each point of dodge makes each future point of dodge stronger and more efficient. So the more dodge you have, the more incentivized you are to buy it. Here I'm going to... I think I'll just take the 3 regen. I could roll for something stronger, but just taking the regeneration makes more sense. And then I do want more max HP, so I will buy the spicy sauce here and keep upgrading these fists. The explosion damage and explosion size from the honey is not worth losing all of these stats, so we're going to pass on that. On the other hand, the Gobbler's hat is definitely worth losing all of those stats, especially as we go into a Horde wave, so we're of course going to take that one. Would I rather have the head injury or the cute monkey for the next wave? I don't think we're in danger of dying, so I'll take the head injury, and then... I think fertilizer is still worth it at this point. I also have 3 engineering already, and, you know, it works with Pocket Factory and stuff, so we can take the nail. It's a minor benefit, but I think it is just good enough to be able to buy there. Kind of like buying, you know, slightly less than 2 melee damage, but with the potential to scale based on items like, which obviously wouldn't be worth it for the price. But with the potential to scale based on items that just randomly give you engineering that we might pick up, things like duct tape that we'd be buying anyways. So that's a marginal nail. Certainly not required to buy there, but I think it's just over the edge of being decent. Kill that loot alien. This one got buffed, so it's going to be a little harder to chase down. Going to try to like push it into the group of enemies there so we can use our explosions to take it out, which worked. Though it did mean that I let one of the mini bosses hatch. We'll take some more damage here. White flag, of course, we're recycling. I'll take a cyber ball, and then we're going to take 9 more dodge, going up to 54 dodge. We do lose a bunch of dodge when I take the Gobbler's hat, but it's definitely worth it there. And then we'll roll here, lock a fist. Claw tree, I don't think is worth it, and I'll re-roll one more time. Weird food is going to be great, even though it cost me dodge. Do I want a bean teacher? I mean, it's still pretty nice for levels, even this late. And we're going to be getting more levels with the Gobbler's hat as well. Curse Gobbler's hat means that we'll drop more materials. Those are actual materials, so they give you both money and XP. So, having gotten the Gobbler's hat, items like Bean Teacher are more valuable. Less important, because you don't need economy. Once you have Gobbler's hat, that's all the economy you need. So it's less important to buy those items, but they do give you a mathematically higher return. I think that that's a distinction that is often pretty difficult for people to make, and one that's important when you're talking about a game like this is what is strategically optimal and what gives you, in raw numbers in a vacuum, the highest return, are often two completely different discussions, and people often, I think, like end up talking past each other because they get a little one person will be talking about one and one person will be talking about the other, and neither of them will be able to reconcile the difference in what they're discussing. Yeah, at this point we have enough engineering from the nail and stuff and the explosion damage that the bottom line is okay here. I'll take 12% damage. My percent damage is really low, and my armor is actually quite good, though I do need the movement speed as well. So maybe I should have just taken 6 speed there. And then here, I think I need 5 regen more than 8 melee damage, and I need 15 attack speed more than most other stuff as well. buy out this shop, and then I'll roll. I'll take the beanie for sure. I'll take the dynamite. We're now a really high economy run, so I think Spyglass can pay for itself. I'm gonna pass on the Wandering Bot. I just have not been impressed with that item. And then I'll buy the coupon. How's my consumable heal? I think it's good enough that we can still buy Alien Worm here. And then we will lock both of these items. Power Generator obviously is highly negative right now, though it does get fixed a little bit with the metal, but we will be boosting it later on. And then we'll buy a gambling token as well, because I need to get my dodge back to cap. Bottom line, at full health, I'm not going to take. Full cost, I'm not going to take. We can also, at this point, afford to get a little sillier with the items that we're buying, just because we have Gobbler's Hat and, like, 300% XP gain. So our economy is just off the charts. The Ogre explosions are pretty nice for the Horde wave here. Happy having them for this wave, for sure. Because there's enough weak enemies that we are still able to use our explosions to clear a bunch of them. And we're making a ton of money. Okay, we'll take 12% movement speed. That fixes that. And then I have the Gambler's token to go up to 54 dodge. So I don't need the 12 dodge, but this will just get me over dodge cap, which we want. And then I'll roll here. I'll take... So actually, I could just take the 6 dodge and then not have to buy Gambler's token and reduce my armor. I think that's actually better than just taking the melee damage there. And then let's re-roll once more, take some more movement speed, and here I'll take 15% attack speed again. And then now I don't have to buy Gambler's token, because we're already over dodge cap. Let's roll. I'll take a Loot Worm. We have left a few materials on the ground, so the Loot Worm is pretty fun. We're killing enemies fast enough. I don't think we need the Wisdom. Do I want to take Toolbox? So it works with the Nail, so it's 2 melee damage. Minus 5% attack speed, which is a penalty, but not an enormous one, and plus 4 curse. I think this, again, very marginal, but worth buying because we get 2 melee damage out of it, which is okay, and 4 curse, which is actually very good. We'll take the bag here. I don't know if I have enough regeneration to buy Weird Ghost. Yeah, with 17 and 9 lifesteal, we can buy the Weird Ghost here, even going into wave 16. And then we'll definitely buy the Schmoop. Sunken Bell could save us in this coming wave, so I will buy it, and we'll buy the recycling machine. Vigilante Ring is going to be worth 17, 18, 19, so 9% damage for 200. That I think is okay, so we'll buy that, and then I'll roll here, lock a fist, and keep on upgrading. I'll buy more melee damage as well. And again, the bottom line, I don't think I want to buy at full price. So I need to be pretty careful this wave. Because we're reliant on our relatively low healing at this point. Though with Cute Monkey and a bunch of lifesteal, we're okay. Also, I do have 60% dodge, so as long as I didn't walk into an attack right at the beginning, we were very likely to be able to just walk into a group of enemies and lifesteal and consumable heal through it. Let that loot alien go, or let our loot worm go kill that tree for us, because the poor little guy needs something to do. When you have the loot worm, you should not be like avoiding picking up materials to let the loot worm get them. Yes, it gets 10% more materials when it picks them up, but the marginal difference is pretty small, and the loot worm is typically slow enough that you end up just leaving more materials on the ground, which costs you more than the 10% that you get from letting it pick them up. We'll recycle here. I'll take 2 armor, and then I'm going to re-roll this. I don't really need the max HP. I could take 4 armor or 5 regen. I guess we'll just take more armor. The 20 luck is also okay because we have Pearl, but it looks like we just didn't end up finding a lot of luck, which means that we're just not building around the Pearl as much. And we didn't get an extra Pearl or anything, so no need to go all in on it. Cyclops Worm is great. We'll take a Lemonade here. That's awesome. I'm going to buy this turret just so we can see how much damage the Pocket Factory will have done at the end of the run. Because the turret tooltip tracks damage, but Pocket Factory doesn't, for reasons that have always eluded me. And we'll buy the plant here, and then we'll roll. Adrenaline, that's going to be a fairly nice healing item for us. Rip and Tear can work with the Ogre explosions, so I will take that, just to, more explosions that we can chain across the map. And then we'll lock another fist so we can keep upgrading those. Do I want the 10% damage for the missile? I think it's the damage amount is too small there. One thing that's kind of telling about this run is just how good a stat attack speed is, that even on the character that specifically scales with negative attack speed, we've still been buying it. We also we have like a cursed tree and a few other things that are making the Pocket Factory better. Not that it's, important to this run. Okay, at this point we can get a little nuts and take the explosive shells. The explosions are still not a huge component of our damage, but it is just fun to have the giant explosions, so we will take that. And then I'm going to roll here, and I'll roll again, and I'll take 3 lifesteal over 3 regen. We're actually using the lifesteal more than I expected to. And then here I'm going to take 15 luck, which is also a healing item for us. We have negative crit chance, so Giant Belt isn't going to do anything. So we'll just roll past all of those. I'll take the Black Flag, again, mostly just for fun here. We'll buy another fist. And do I want the honey? We just don't have enough damage to trigger our Ogre explosions that often, but when we do, they should go hard, so I am going to buy it. We'll take Starfish again, just so we can have our economy go even wilder. We'll buy another turret, and I'll buy the rat, and then roll here and lock a metal. Roll again. Gentle Alien is good. And we'll lock a dynamite as well. So now we're leaning more into the Ogre explosions, not because they're super important to the run or anything, but just because they're fun to be powerful. And when you get a run like this, where you get, we have Black Flag, Cursed Gobbler Hat, Starfish. We just have all of the game's most premium economy items. So we can more or less just buy anything that we want because we have infinite money. So might as well get a little wacky with it. I'm gonna go kill that mini boss there, because it is putting a lot of attacks on the field. Sure, we'll buy another Cyber Ball. Statue, of course, I'm recycling. Peaceful Bee, we're already over dodge cap, so we can recycle that. And then I'll just take 2 armor here. And then, sure, 4 more melee damage. And here, I'm going to roll. I'm looking for damage of some kind. 20 luck is 2% damage. 16% damage is good as well. But 12 speed is 12% damage, so it's only for less damage and more speed, obviously. I could also roll for melee damage or armor. Those would both be good stats, but we'll take the movement speed here. And then we'll buy all this stuff. We'll roll. Frozen Heart, I currently have no elemental damage, so Frozen Heart really does nothing for us. With negative crit chance as well, we won't actually get any crit chance out of it. I'm gonna buy the Scar just because it's kind of funny that we have over 200% XP gain, though. And then, okay, well, Ice Cube would have worked with the Frozen Heart, which is, it's still not good. Like, spending 400 on that combo is usually not worth it in isolation, but if we had bought the Frozen Heart, we probably would still buy the Ice Cube there. And then I will roll here. We'll take a treasure map and roll again. We'll buy a fist and a black belt for even more XP gain. A lock of weird food. Jelly shield, I don't think we're gonna need, really, so let's just pass on that. At this point, I'm just looking for more damage so we can kill the bosses faster. I love how many materials are dropping. Every time we attack, just a huge blob of materials just on the ground. Our poor loot alien, our loot worm just does not know what to do. It's like if you empty an entire kibble bag on the floor for a dog. Completely breaks their brains because they don't know where to start eating. And we made 1,700 materials that wave. Alright, I'll take the blindfold just because we might end up reducing our dodge below cap otherwise with some items that we might be interested in. And then we'll just take a bunch of this stuff. We'll buy a fist. I'll still buy weird food. I'll keep upgrading my weapons here. The spyglass, the first one that we bought, was good. We're not going to buy a second one here, but it actually has more or less paid for itself. Okay, Cursed Fist. That's definitely something that we're interested in, so we'll pick that up. And I'll take the Whetstone, buy duct tape and cake as well. We still have negative crit chance, so our second try at the Giant's Belt, still not good. I could buy the Insanity and the Giant Belt, but it would only be 1% chance of activating it, so it's just not that valuable. Though we did find 2 more crit items immediately. I'm gonna roll past here and look for levels for our fists, I think, and like percent damage mostly. I'll take the Cursed Bottom Mine. That actually will be a lot of damage. Alien Eyes could help us burst down the elites faster as well. And then nothing here that's that exciting, so let's roll and roll again. And I'll take the Clockwork Wasp just for extra movement speed. It also does help with our Bottom Mine and our Pocket Factory. And then let's see how quickly we can kill the bosses. Or if I somehow manage to lose here. This run, I think, isn't quite strong enough that we could literally AFK and win, but it's pretty close. Like, I'm just tanking everything. And there we go. That is the Ogre with Fists. So really that is just a showcase of how strong Fist is as a weapon. Even with minus 50% attack speed and not really using the Ogre's passive, though obviously we get 10 extra melee damage, we were able to just very comfortably clear because this is such a powerful weapon. Just overall one of the smoothest weapons to use in the game because it gives you defensive stats. It's really strong offensively, has full damage scaling with melee damage, which is the easiest damage type to buy. So Fist is overall just a really powerful weapon in this game, and I think that was a good showcase as to why. Looking at our items here, so our bags gave us 600 materials. We had triple lure that game as well, which was awesome. The whistle was really good. The lemonades were great. Our ogre passive dealt 160k damage. Not bad, given that we weren't really leaning into it for most of the game. 770 materials saved from the coupons. One of them was cursed, but that's still a ton of savings. 200 healing from cute monkeys is great as well. Our baby elephants, not so much. 25,000 damage off of those. And our cyber balls dealt 9k, so those were really bad. Our pocket factory, or our bottom mine, dealt 30k, actually really strong on the bottom mine. So maybe I even should have been buying those at full price. Though, for a lot of it, we didn't have that much engineering. 300 materials saved on Spyglass, though that's a little deceptive because we were doing kind of for fun rerolls at the end. And what else? Loot Worm, 120 extra materials. Recycling Machine was bad because we ended up taking most of the items that we got. And 35k damage on the Pocket Factory and our turrets, so not particularly strong overall, but well above the over-under lines that I set. Rip and Tear was pretty bad there. Black Flag, 240 materials, and 0 items from the treasure map. Kind of sad. Oh wait, no, we had 2 bottom mines, so that's why it was 30k damage, or at least part of it. Alright, my friends, hope you've enjoyed this run, and of course, if you have, feel free to leave a comment and hit like. Helps me out with the algorithm, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that, and you can, just say, nice dodge, for example. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.